One picked it last time around. Ribbon being considered was, of course, played by Najim Whitechair before, I believe. Don't think we're going to see a Yi in the top lane.
Probably not, but Kha'Zix is open for Spirit.
I forgot his name.
Kha'Zix is open for Spirit here. He's been looking very, very good on it. And it's his kind of champion because he can farm up in the jungle here, focus on counter ganking and focus on team fighting, where of course he wants to be the janitor, he wants to be the guy cleaning up all the kills in the very end. They can do Maokai, they can do the Kha'Zix, and then later they can take the Janna and pretty much do the same kind of comp they did yesterday against OMG.
That's something we considered. We said, will they do the Maokai again? Acorn actually played this quite well. 509 in their last matchup. They've banned it twice, so there was that little, do they want to play it? Do they feel like it's a very comfortable pick? And it seems to be.
And of course, remember, Samsung Blue LMQ last time was the Maokai from Acorn, baited out the Rumble from Ackerman, and then lane swapped on him and just completely shut him down. Same setup so far for Samsung Blue with the Twitch. I honestly believe an immobile AD carry is just fine for Deft because the team is so good at protecting him and building comps around him, and force the enemy team to basically say, if we don't one-shot this Twitch, we can't win the team fight. And if there's a Kayle, or sorry, if there's a Janna to disengage, suddenly it becomes very, very hard.
509 last time for Acorn in the top lane on Maokai. 0-7-0 for Ackerman on Rumble last time around. This is not good news. But as you mentioned, protecting Def, you know, why not? As Monty just pointed out, you know, 51% of all damage done by Samsung Blue. Double the enemy damage in 2 of those games as well. Deft is really playing incredible. Apart from that one game against Fnatic. So it's a possibility. He's not unbeatable.
Of course not.
But Vasily really will need to be on top of his game. And LMQ, if they're going into this Rumble again, have to be really aware of those lane swaps again.
Yeah, we might see LMQ at level 1 go really aggressive, get some deep waters placed to spot where Samsung Blue is sending their dual lane and try themselves and force standard lanes. It is a lot easier, however, to force a lane swap because you can just always recall with your dual lane and send them up to the top side and start pushing it before members and just zone the Rumble away here. So LMQ need to be very, very careful that they don't simply just get zoned out again on this Rumble pick.
Well, it's going to be a Rengar looking to do that in the early game. Second most played for Spirit coming out of Champions.
Is that the first one in Singapore? I think it is.
It is.
It might be. There were bans against it towards
We had a couple of them in Taipei.
Oh yeah,
It was massive there,
Dandy. Did we see Dandy actually play it here? No, he's very known for his Rengar at least, but Spirit as well is a fantastic Rengar player.
This is what they just talked about. Zhao Wei Zhao and Orianna finally going to come in. You know, we just heard him talking about how scary he is. He's going to sit there farming up. He's going to be coming as big shockwaves, a big burst damage. We'll see how it works out for him because it seems that Dade is like, fine, I'll take a farming champion as well and sit with Ryze in that mid lane. We'll see whether he gets locked in.
Yeah, he's Ghost and Flash Ryze in the mid lane. Has been a trademark champion for Dade a long, long time, and he's extremely strong on it. He loves to set up picks with Spirit, especially when Spirit hits level 6 and you have a Ryze. It is very, very easy to room prison, jump in with the Rengar, and suddenly Orianna is dead. But LMQ here, they're not looking to split push. They're gonna say, we're gonna pick the strongest possible 5 versus 5 we can get. Good mid game as well. You have a Trinity Force AD carry, you have Orianna, you have the Rumble, of course, who's really spiking in the mid game. And they're looking just to take the fights to Samsung Blue.
Kassadin lock-in does happen. Hart picks up Janna as we see. That'll be switched around. The fight teams indeed. A lot of synergy coming out from LMQ, but will Samsung Blue be able to work around that synergy and pick them off one by one?
Yeah, so a lot more pick potential here from Samsung Blue.
Right.
They won't really be able to team fight early on. This Kassadin needs a lot of time to scale up, and I'm actually not a big fan of Kassadin mid lane anymore. I feel like it's a bit too weak. Kassadin top lane, we have seen a few times against Rumble.
There's just better choices these days.
There is, but I mean, okay, so Kassadin is actually fine against Rumble itself in terms of team fights because you jump in, you silence him, and then he overheats himself anyway, and then he's double silenced, and he won't actually get to do anything, and you're very mobile to dodge around his ulti. But this, I mean, early to mid-game team fights for Samsung Blue, they have to be very careful here and focus more on getting the picks before they get strong enough to really team fight LMQ.
It's a very confident choice from Dade, absolutely.
Oh, very.
You know, obviously the pressure was on him in the early stages. We saw him obviously have that loss. He's been a little kind of separate. I mean, even if you just look back at the LMQ game previously, he was off on his own with Yasuo the majority of the time while the rest of the team were doing the work. So we'll see how the casting works out for him. It's a big, big test.
A little bit of a mind game there. The hover the Lissandra saying, remember what happened with this? You're okay.
Yeah,
Just get in your head a little bit.
Well, of course, the two games about to get underway. Game 2, about to begin. We want to know who you guys at home will think will dominate in the lanes. Of course, this matchup is between hashtag LMQ win or hashtag Samsung Blue win. That's SSB win. Don't forget to tweet at LOL Esports, and of course, we'll see who you guys expect to leave the stage with a victory. If LMQ take it, it will blow this group open once again. Pretty wide open as it is.
Yeah.
Samsung Blue take it, they are guaranteed the place, I believe.
They are guaranteed a place.
In the quarterfinals. Just thinking, I'm thinking that'll take them to 4-1, and I'm pretty sure that sorts things out for them. But who knows? Anything can happen in the next half an hour. I'm going to guess.
Well, half an hour.
I'm putting a time limit down.
I'm going to say 45 minutes here, because Samsung Blue, they're going to need some time to scale up with their comp. LMQ has some very, very strong lanes here. Down this bottom lane, that's going to be scary if Samsung Blue wants to 2v2 it. You have the Orianna in the mid lane. While she can't really kill the Castellan, she has a lot of pressure against him, and she should be able to shove him into the tower a lot. And then obviously Rumble, give him a few levels, then he can start pulling around the Maokai. He needs his Haunting guys first, he needs to get to level 6. And then you have some extremely good lanes from LMQ and a Jarvan who can set up the early ganks, where Rengar needs to farm to 6.
We'll see if they can get there safely. LMQ not really known to go super aggro in the early game either, but they have the team, at least No Name, to get in the faces and maybe put enough pressure on each one of the lanes if he decides to, blowing some flashes early and making it that much harder for SSB to farm safely.
Yeah, very early sweeper coming out of No Name there, and of course Heart. So some ward clearing being done at the start. I wonder if that opens up, and that's give Samsung Blue pause a thought. They're thinking, hang on a minute, we've got no vision across towards our red buff. Are they planning something? But it's a cheeky move, which will unfortunately get spotted. Again, they're going to leash instead, so they're just going to play it safe. Remember, I think it was Samsung Blue that took all 3 buffs last time against LMQ.
And Samsung Blue, they do get the lane swap here simply because they waited. They were just waiting in the mid lane for such a long time. Spirit, you need to send your support from LMQ instantly to this blue buff. As you expect the lane swap, you cannot just sit back and wait. You have to be there to stop the enemy jungler. Poorly played by LMQ. They should expect the lane swap from Samsung Blue here. Look just at the lane matchups. More should have been at this blue buff to stop Spirit.
Well, it is going to deny his level 2, but it's not going to hurt him too bad. Still getting his buff. Ackerman forced now to hover around with No Name in the jungle. See how this pans out for the lanes. Vasily farming as well as Deft in the top lane, so the 80 carries are going to be farming it up safely for now.
Okay, so the big thing is here, it's going to be a 3-buff start for Samsung Blue. Samsung Blue, will they interrupt the dragon? Oh, it's a very early dragon, okay.
They don't have to interrupt it, but they can still try and teleport down if they want. There's a ward right here.
Great little aggro dance by Moore. The teleport could come in here.
It's a bait again.
Absolutely, trying to stop him off it, and this is going to take so much more time just because he said, oh, teleport, I'm going to get in your head. Oh, wow.
Resets as well, that's not good. That's not good. They needed the help from Vasily. Samsung Blue, they're moving in on this one. Spirit's going to get spotted. They see them in the ward, but this is such risky play now. LMQ, they have to run so hard. That Saplin's going to slow down Ackerman. He gets caught out. The Zeppelin is going to be enough. No, they have to flash away. Very tricky play. Samsung Blue very much on the game, but LMQ get the goal.
All right, so Samsung Blue right here with Akon. They did the same trick yesterday against OMG, where it was just Akon faking a teleport in top lane to make going cancel his teleport. He tried to do the same here, simply to force LMQ off the dragon. You can see he stopped the teleport. And as Samsung Blue noticed the dragon was resetting and it took LMQ such a long time, then they decided to run down and try and stop it. Otherwise, they could have just said, you know what, we try and force your way with this one. If it doesn't work, fair enough, you get the dragon. We still get more experience on our top laner.
I'm going to say it did cause a lot of chaos, but Samsung Blue always finds a way to get an advantage out of something. Down a little bit in gold, and they look like they could be going for Xiao very low in mono right now. Doesn't have to blow anything coming out of that. Safety for him in the mid lane, stays back and farms as usual.
And because Samsung Blue decided to walk down to try and stop the dragon here from LMQ, it actually meant the 4 members from Samsung Blue went on the top side of the map. So Ackerman could teleport top lane, pick up all the farm because the lane from Deft wasn't frozen. He started in the mid lane, remember, then he went blue buff. Ackerman been able to pick up some farms. Samsung Blue weren't there to stone him away.
So, the early advantage that Samsung Blue gained before is not there. They tried the same trickery, but LMQ not quite falling for it this time.
Scumbags left the small
Left that little minion. No Name not taking it though. He's going to look towards just giving himself a little bit of coverage, getting that ward down, and Ackerman continuing to get helped out here. They need to get him going, of course. As I mentioned, he was pinned down. Look at more in Acorn's face. Vasili's going to help him out as well. Bully him out of the lane, so they're keeping this one frozen down the bottom.
You're just feeding the tree. He likes water. He's only going to get bigger. 5 minutes on the clock here. A little stall by Deft in the top lane. Can't really get Ackerman off the turret. So he's waiting for this one. He's going to be waiting for a while.
Yeah, but nice move by LMQ down this bottom lane, sitting with more already, knowing Acorn could otherwise walk down and push it into the tower to stop the freeze. Now he's actually going to need help from either Heart or Spirit if he wants to push it out. So he was forced to go back to base. Top lane will be frozen by Deft now. Still, some good farm being picked up by Ackerman because Samsung Blue was on the bottom side.
Look how confident Heart is to just roam through this jungle, ward it out. Going to spot a pink ward as well. He's got to be careful. No Name is coming around. If he sticks around too long, No Name's going to find him. We maybe see Ackerman claps towards him as well. No, he's just going to force him away. Keep him off that ward.
And we saw LMQ before place the pink ward before they even looked at the blue buff because they wanted to make sure there wasn't a ward from Samsung Blue to spot them, clear the blue buff, and give them the timer. So they placed the pink, waited even longer, made sure nobody was there, then they killed it. Shower in here, needs to be careful.
This is going to be big. Didn't have full stacks as well for Spirit either, so that was going to be the slow and hopefully the twisted advance from Acorn. They're trying to get anything out they can right now. Very nice wards. No Name's been having a bit of trouble in the jungle. He is down CS a bit, and he's been trying to being worried about Heart. Everybody else throwing down wards. See if he can get himself back up to strength.
And now Samsung Blue is sending the 4 members to the top side of the map because Vasily is freezing down this bottom lane, and they want to try and shut down Ackerman. Even though he got some early farm, you can still deny him the remaining farm from his top lane. So suddenly, all 4 members on the top side, LMQ just have to back away because your AD carry is sitting in bottom lane.
Yeah, it gives all the AD carries free time to keep that farm going. Samsung Blue very much moving. Full-on buddy system. Clear the wards, clear the jungle, clear everything out of there. Xiao stood on top of a ward right now, not being as sneaky as I think he'd wish. And we'll continue the farm though in this mid lane. But Dade doing a very good job at keeping that farm up with an Orianna.
Yeah, again, so people still seem to believe Kassadin is extremely weak in lane, but he's not. Ever since he got the changes, he got the magic shield from his Q as well. He actually became pretty good at just sitting back and farming. Just don't play too aggressive, because then you do get punished.
This is a very good counter from LMQ. Doing exactly what Samsung Blue just did in the top lane. They go round, they get themselves 4, they take away everything from their jungle.
Mirror.
But more importantly, with a minute 40 before Dragon, to take over the bottom lane, it's a big advantage.
And they learned from the last time they played against Samsung Blue, where Ackerman kept walking to top lane and kept being denied all the farm. Even end up dying for it. Instead, he keeps farming the bottom lane. Xiao, no flash.
Oh, Xiao is going to get the Ignite running. 4 members chasing towards him. He's got the support.
Oh,
they don't know he's there. They go in. The shockwave pulls in Dade. Dade takes it low. One more hit will do it. They get the kill. And first blood goes to LMQ.
And Samsung Blue here just chasing into the river, even though there was a pink ward from LMQ. And they knew they were going to be down on this bottom side of the map. Great response by LMQ.
You could almost hear them yelling, "Surprise!" as he walked into the brush. A minute on Dragon, great time to take Dade down. He's going to be coming back up. He'll be back with a catalyst, so not too much more pressure to be brought from him, except for Rift walking and trying to take out this guy right here in the bottom lane. Vasily going to look to do what damage he can, hopefully to prep this turret. If Dragon goes well, they may be grabbing that as well.
He's bounced the wave back, so that's going to come back away. Acorn's not going to get anything down that bottom, while, of course, we do see Death still holding that wave. So Ackerman's going to be looking for something when he goes back. He's not going to be able to get near that wave right now. We'll slowly get reset. Dade back in the mid lane. First blood on him, and more importantly, it went to Xiao. Spirit taking very low by the race there.
And Acorn in this fight, for some reason, oh, actually, he tried to teleport away, I believe, or maybe down to this bottom lane. Oh yeah, so, sorry. Acorn, he tried to teleport down the bottom lane to pick up all the farm.
No Name slid through.
And No Name just jumped in, stopped his TP, so it's on cooldown now. He didn't get the farm in the bottom lane. They have swapped now, so Deft actually is going down towards this bottom lane because the Dragon is spawning, and Samsung Blue had the timer due to their ward before. But Ackerman can get free farm in his top lane. He has teleport, Acorn has not.
LMQ adapting very well to the pressure that Samsung Blue is bringing to the table right now. See if Xiao can continue to keep his farm up. It's helping that LMQ is able to grab Samsung Blue's jungle farm because Xiao loves to take wraiths. He loves to be taking all the camps and leaves no name, pretty much nothing. Blue's going to take what they can here as they go for Dragon. Even with Dade going down right there, they still feel like they're strong enough in vision control.
Slow reactions from LMQ here. Teleport is going to come in, but it will be spotted out. Dade will have seen that one. The Dragon's taken low already. They may be able to take this before LMQ get close enough. Equalizer completely missing out. No Name comes in. They don't get the smite down. Spirit's going to get caught out around the back. He will go down. More will drop as well. Spirit's still alive. He's got around the side. That's a double kill for Dade. And now they're turning on Ackerman. They're going to keep chasing.
Ackerman's trying to scrap shield out of this one. Dade looking for a recharge on the Rift. It might cost a little too much to continue the fight going.
Got away.
Cannot believe Spirit ran out with that one. Just about 100 HP.
So LMQ, they wanted to have Ackerman hit level 6 in the top lane before they wanted to TP down and join the fight. But Xiao, he ran from mid lane to his wolf camp while he knew the dragon was about to spawn, so he wasn't there at all to join. If he had been there with the rest of LMQ and then the TP coming in from Ackerman, there would have been a solid 5 versus 5. Instead, split up completely. Yeah. Samsung Blue managed to pick up the kills. Dade, 2 kills on Kassadin.
The Lava Farm biting him in the rear a little bit, and they catch him off guard and map
you
position.
Had the timer.
That was an appalling equalizer, and whether we get to see the replay, but that equalizer from Ackerman was completely misplaced. We're going to get to see it here. It goes across here.
Yeah, that was must have been a misclick from him. I'm not sure what happened there. Terrible equalizer. Xiao is running behind him because he had to do Wolf Camp first with the dragon spawning.
Oh, stealth and jumped.
And then Vasily and more down from this bottom lane because LMQ were not ready for the setup. Either they should just say, we are in a terrible position right now, we're completely split up, it's too late, give up the dragon, or they need to commit 30 seconds before, group up the 4 members they do have, wait for Ackerman to hit level 6, and then start the fight.
They're going in, Spirit pounces, he's got the stun, missed it! Oh, caught it on a minion, not even
right
close.
In the face of a minion.
Fully charged. Good stun on the minion though.
That just shows the pressure that they're under though, I mean, to make those mistakes, and that was a straight up simple mistake. Didn't quite run past the minion in time. Amazed he got away last time around. He managed to use the stealth flash away, which is why he was unseen, because I guess they expected him to come back out. Instead, flashed in towards the jungle. LMQ still close in goal. Deft pressured by Ackerman this time around. Will turn that damage back around though. And that's going to keep the pressure on. The AD carries, they may well be a big part of this game. They are firing ahead in terms of farm. They are the leaders on both teams so far.
A real possibility for this gank to happen in the top lane. Vasily's mana bar is completely full. Cataclysm is up. He could even flash to get in range of this one. So the next reset on the wave may be it. And you can see that Spirit sees it as well, reading everything like a book.
He's up there. We also see Hard actually recall from the bottom lane, expecting a gank in his top side and just instantly moving there. So now 3 members from Samsung Blue. It's going to go horribly wrong for LMQ if they go for the dive.
See whether it works out for us. Spirit comes in, Heart comes in, Dade comes in. It's a 4v2. They're going to run. No Name is unsure on this one. Vasily's got nowhere to hide on this one. He's got no flash available. Good slow. The stun doesn't land. And they're safe.
Once again.
Dade in this mid lane here. You see the pink ward from Samsung Blue in the river. He actually expected the river to be unwarded by LMQ, but they had a sneaky little ward just behind it. Yep. They saw Dade in the top lane. Now
he said, what?
Oh, wow, that was terrible. Showers the flash away. Completely whiffed Shockwave.
It's been happening a bit.
He did defend the ward.
That's true.
It's that false sense of security.
Anyway, man, Dade, he showed Samsung Blue wanted to go top lane. Vasily could manage to escape. End of story.
We are seeing a heck of a lot of missed skill shots in this matchup.
Yeah.
The real pressure is on. Top lane tower may well go down this time around. No Name and Vasily should work that one down. Bottom lane turret still safe, not being pushed by Deft. Spirit will take himself the red buff while this is all happening, keeping that secured. Ackerman's making his way down. He should be able to protect this turret. Equalizer's probably about to go across that wave of minions, and I'll just drop that down there. Nope, just gonna keep it safe for now. Keep on farming it.
You were saying, Deficio, if Dade could get going early, it's going to be a lot better for them. All this swapping benefited him in kills. Xiao still has his farm.
Doesn't trust it. He's going to lose the tower.
Yeah, I can't really set him defend.
They've got no wards at all. There's literally no wards in the bottom half of this jungle, which is why Deft is quite happily safely pushing it. He's going to get the last shot. And Ackerman could have done more there.
He wanted every single minion to die first, actually, so he could start pushing back towards Samsung Blue here. But because Ackerman is there, he's going to push the wave anyway. It doesn't really matter for Deft. Rest of LMQ moving down towards his bottom lane. So they keep swapping Vasilia around. He got the top tower. Now he wants a piece of the bottom lane.
Well, 4 members of LMQ are down here. We'll see whether they manage to get in unseen. So far they have. This could be the second turret of the game for LMQ. We are seeing Dade moving down, Spirits off the side. It's going to be a 4v4 if anyone gets involved. Dade's backed away. They're not going for it. They're just instead going to let the turret go, it seems. Deft is going to back. Is that going to be a fake? No, off he goes. They're leaving the turret.
So Dragon is spawning now in 40 seconds. LMQ should have the stronger comp for these fights here, and they need to be ready for it. Not like last time where they sloppy, didn't even time it properly. I don't know what it was, but they were not in position to fight for it. They gave a free Dragon to Samsung Blue with a Kassadin, by the way, and a Twitch who didn't even get played yet, and you have a Rumble on your team. LMQ finally seem to at least look towards this Dragon here, but they don't really have enough wards to completely clear the area.
You also have a level 5 Nami still, so that makes it a little more difficult to get into these objectives.
Waves. Monsoon is available for Heart. We do see wall placement for both teams, but it is Samsung Blue that are moving in. Okay, now Pink unprotected, being taken away. This is just a support stood there. Nobody putting pressure on him, nobody forcing him
They
away.
all recalled. They wanted to take the bottom lane tower first, and then those 40 seconds to Dragon spawn. They all had to go back to base to buy the wards they didn't have beforehand. And Samsung Blue just take another Dragon for free.
They're charging up.
They're going for the
Nothing
mid
is
turret.
stopping them right now. Rod of Age is already finished. They're trying to defend mid lane now. LMQ putting their foot down, saying we've lost a little too much without gaining anything. They are not going to do this with a wave here. Very, very risky as they are just tanking shots. Moore wants 6 so bad right now, but sharing this experience is only going to hinder that. This turret could really be what they need for it, and maybe they'll go fast after it. From the side comes Dade. In comes Acorn from the front side, actually.
Spirit is here
from the back. Spirit dives in. The disengage coming in from Heart. Sets it up. A shockwave to lock everything down. One last turn. Spirit falls as well. There's the Acathian surprise to come out. A little bit of damage done there. The double kill again coming in. 2 of them. 1 for Dade, 1 for Deft, and that is going to be a rough go for LMQ.
There's so much to pick apart from that fight. We'll get a look at that in a moment. It's a brilliant equalizer, but they all forgot about the rat-a-tat-tat from the side, it seemed, and then Dade and Deft on cleanup duty. Works out well. 4 for 3 fight, though. Big fight, but it's going to be the turret for Samsung Blue.
And this is one of the reasons Deft is so good on Twitch. He knows exactly when to pop out a stealth here, and Samsung Blue as a team know how to start the fight with a Twitch. It was actually first Akon going in, Spirit joins in, so nobody's even thinking about the rat at this point, because it's all about all these bruisers here from Samsung Blue. Dade as well taking a lot of damage, and then we just see Deft on your minimap coming in, completely untouched, pops out, Ackerman goes down easily for him, and the rest of Samsung Blue can now just chase and get the kill. So all the focus from LMQ was on these 4 members engaging, and suddenly the rat is there.
But good future maybe look of the combo that can work there. The Cataclysm and Equalizer piled on top of each other. 3 members of Samsung Blue trapped inside there, all taken down because of that. There's the blue buff going across, waiting. They're hoping that you can hear it. I think this may have to be taken away. They're hanging on. Zhao is not anywhere to be seen, which is why No Name's hanging on. Zhao was waiting in base to buy an item there.
So Samsung Blue might actually think the blue buff is gone right now and just time it because the Sword of War died. Let's just see what happens right here. They're sneaking in Zhao. I mean,
that's why Zhao's not there. He got slaughtered in the replay.
And this is the big potential Samsung Blue can do when you have a Twitch, when you have a Kassadin, and even the Rengar who wasn't even part of it.
They're falling like flies right now. That was a straight up 2-on-1 kill. Deft taking him down on the tower. We'll maybe get another look at that. We can see that they're hanging off just at the side as well, hoping that more will come to try and defend it. But Samsung Blue starting to slowly turn the screws on LMQ here.
Yeah.
Oh, Vasily
gonna get caught.
It absolutely wants to fight. Why would you not? It's going to be a Cogmore caught out. Don't think he's got the damage to finish him off. Acathian surprise, not going to be enough to take down Dade.
Fancy feet.
Fancy feet. And LMQ right now completely splitting up. And this is what Samsung Blue wants them to do, so they can just start picking them off in every single lane. You have the Twitch. Blade was completed, of course, and suddenly he can just start picking off people. And Vasily at this point, he can never go to a lane alone, because Twitch can kill him one-on-one. and the Cassidy can kill him one-on-one. Even probably the Rengar, so he has to stay with his team. Top lane, well, same deal. Twitch sneaks up there, Akon just engage, and pretty textbook when you do have a Twitch.
LMQ will always be a team to fight, but individually, sometimes when they're behind, they do tend to tilt. Ackerman in the top lane, a little bit of that tilt in the playoffs, and once again, getting too close. I'm sure Deft just got the assassination out of being invisible on that one, but you have to consider he's always still there.
Yeah, and while LMQ lost the last big team fight, and that's why again they're going into the lanes and actually sitting and farming.
Right. They
should have been able to win it. If they have been there from the start, they could maybe try to focus him and take him down. But it's a very spread out fight. There's a lot of small skirmishes in the fight, which is what Samsung want. They need to keep trying the team fights. They cannot do like this.
That's the poison.
When there is a Twitch called Death on the opposition, and he has a Blade of the Runekin and he almost goes Blade, you don't do sloppy backs like that. You don't
you
do
have to
crazy plays. There's so many times. I mean, LMQ are literally just strolling up the lane single-handedly here and getting caught out one by one. While this is all happening, Akon, he's having a free old time in the bottom lane, just beating down that turret. Nobody can deal with him because LMQ, they have to move as a unit now. They have to move as a group because, simply put, Deft is just on a rampage right now.
And maybe it's what will give them the upper hand if they can get a good fight in here. But that's what we said Samsung Blue is even better at, is getting into these fights. Rabadon's finished up now for Xiaowei Zhao. Some items across the board. Would love to have that Leandries Ackerman would at least. But as of right now, they are still trying to charge up and, I should say, catch up to Samsung Blue right now.
And LMQ is going to have to actually ward in the lanes right now. Like in the mid of the mid lane here, in the top lane you have to ward where your tower had died before, so you can start seeing the Twitch when he's stealthed up and he's going towards you if the Wanna keeps putting up in these lanes, but it looks like LMQ wants to actually try and fight. You do still have the Rumble, you have your Death Cap completed and Trinity Force as well and your AD carry. They have to try and go for a fight, and if they lose this one, the game is pretty much over then.
Not even going to let them get that last hit. Now Xiaowei Zhao wants it, takes it, but they may well cost them because Samsung Blue are all coming around the side. A Force Pull slows the entire LMQ team down. Akon just baiting out all of the damage while Def sneaks around the side. Ratatatat is activated, but he's caught out. The exhaust is down. They shockwave him down. He gets dropped, but the rest of LMQ are getting cleaned up by Dade. He's going to collapse around them. Vasily got them in. The shockwave's held. Akon in trouble. He goes down. Vasily gets the kill. Surely one more shot. Ackerman's going to take the tree. And they come out ahead in a 3v1. This is the tricky play. The AD carry getting caught out can cost problems for Samsung teams, it seems.
That was all about Death right here. He was on the opposite side of Heart. So once we get the replay, we can just see how there was no synergy between the two dual lane partners. Heart couldn't even try and save him. He just died instantly.
Oh, Daddy wants to clean up.
Coming in on Xiaowei Zhao. I don't think he has too much to get out. Flash is down.
Oh dear.
He's just going to let this one happen, and that makes Dade even bigger. 7-1-2, teleport from Acorn to the bottom lane, trying to go for Vasily. Ackerman, he just wants the back. Really doesn't want to show himself in this one.
Please.
Great little speed up there for more. Still a flash required from Vasily to get out safely. But we can see how fast these fights change if Deft gets caught out. That was a problem in their earlier games when he was playing Kog'Maw, and a reason that they did not win that one.
And this was the difference in team fights between the first one and this one, where the AD carry actually pops out first and LMQ can now focus him. Look at Death's positioning here, and then notice where Jenna is on your minimap, just on the top of your screen. Heart has no chance of actually saving Death, so as soon as he pops out, LMQ just turn around and smack him in the face, kills him instantly. And now suddenly they are stronger. The Twitch is not there. Shockwave was great.
Spirit literally pounced on Vasily when the shockwave went off. That was just unlucky.
5 versus 5 here from LMQ. If they manage to see Death in the opening and Heart is not there, you can kill him and win the fight.
And that was a good read by Xiaowei Zhao. They just moved the ball straight away. It's like, Death is coming around this side. No Name went sliding in a quick exhaust the second he showed himself. So a little bit too early, a little bit overconfident. I think that's probably the only chance we're going to see Samsung Blue making that mistake.
Yeah, even Moby Boots actually in Death tier, because Samsung Blue managed to get all these picks, you could just keep roaming around. You have Moby Boots and your Rengar as well. So there was a lot of pick potential for Samsung Blue, but LMQ still looking good in these fights.
Playing very reactively, as they should, against the invisible squad here. Spirit and Deft are going to be popping out of everywhere, so if you're throwing your Shockwave out willy-nilly, probably going to be missing those guys. Hold. See if they can keep it up. Pressure in the mid lane as Samsung Blue's cleaning up their jungle.
Spirit Pop is ult.
Back to fighting.
This is a good chase team. Samsung Blue want to catch on towards them, but LMQ want to rumble. They want to chase. They want to fight. They go in. Deft is the focus. Equalizer catches him. He goes down again. They're going to trash in. Can they get the shockwave off? The bubble catches Spirit. They're not doing the damage in time though. Daddy manages to rip walk out. Acorn's keeping them busy in the mid side. They're getting him down. It's a 2-for-1 so far, and they're going to keep on chasing. Daddy's got no health. Spirit's got no health. They can take the tower.
And again, there's no coordination for Samsung Blue in these fights. Hard, he was running out to ward, and then Def showed himself in the middle of the lane. Instant LMQ just jump him. He had no flash. The Jarman pick really paying off. Easy kill once again.
More great reactive fighting. Now more to push here. LMQ not just taking that little bit. They want the mile after get the inch, but they're only going to get a little bit more. It's a half mile. They get a bit of damage down on the turret. 25 minutes on. They know when they've overstayed their welcome, and well done on those fights to start stopping Samsung Blue.
The thing is, the way that LMQ are playing, this is how they've worked all season, right? They trust in the power of Vasily and Xiao Zhao, and they know how to do these team fights.
So this is just terrible play by Samsung Blue. Spirit pops his ult, and Def doesn't even have his own stealth because he used it just before, so he can't pop out with the attack speed bonus. And two members, Hart mainly being the important guy, wasn't there to help Def, so he just dies instantly. Once again, LMQ can kill Def, win the team fight, and they're sticking together as a unit. As we talked about before, they can't keep splitting up because then they will die one by one. Stick together, kill the rat.
There's just too much synergy in LMQ's ultimates to not be together. Like you were saying, D-Man, the Cataclysm with the Shockwave, and you're just sitting on the equalizer the entire time. One missed equalizer, but he's been hitting the rest, and it's definitely been paying off. Now able to farm this top lane up. He has to catch up. 139 to 93 in that lane, so he could definitely use with a few more items.
Absolutely. You just wonder if that equalizer, that one that he did miss, if it was in the right position, right across that dragon pit, that early on, it could have been another lead for LMQ. Right now, though, looking to push in, and they're keeping pressure. They're not afraid to fight right now, LMQ. This is the right time for them to keep that pressure on. This is the power that's coming in for them with that rumble. Orianna has the right items, got that Rabadon, Deathcap, and Void staff in there, so has the power. They're just trying to make use of it because we all know Kassadin's going to get stronger and stronger. The item's going to build. He's at 7-1-3 data.
Yeah.
He's kind of going in, sneaking in and out these fights, but he is getting the kills.
He did kind of skip his weak mid-game on the Kassadin because he picked up so many kills and he got his stacks going so fast as well.
Incoming rat.
Oh, definitely. Pick a fight here.
Trying to be sneaky. They have
We've been learning because Hart was on the other side as well of the lane, so he wouldn't have been able to save him again. There's flash ready for death this time around.
Clearing those waves, but they are sitting right on that pink ward. And if they probably go in the jungle, they're ready to lay one more down. Moore has that in his inventory. They have to make sure they have all the vision on Spirit and Deft as they are trying to get these flanks in. 55 seconds onto Dragon. LMQ needs to keep themselves safe here, but Samsung definitely looking for that overextension at this moment. Not going to get anything. Good wards coming out from both teams to really keep them on their heels.
And if LMQ wants to siege up on a tower here, always when you play like this siege game, you have to push your side lanes first. You have to start slow pushing them. Samsung Blue managed to slow push both the lanes, which means LMQ could only pressure mid lane, and as soon as 5 members from Samsung Blue were waiting, they just had to back away here. So you have to prepare your side lanes first if you want to start pushing up as a unit against the tower.
They're going to try and rush it. They're going to try and pull.
Set up a trap.
That's, I mean, that's not a move that they're going to...
There's no scrying up for LMQ here.
Yeah, but, I mean, even Samsung Blue, the power they have to try and start out against an Orianna Rumble in a Baron Pit is so risky. Deft has stealthed up, got himself at the side here, ready to flank on LMQ. They're out of position right now. They're being forced back. The sapling chasing them away. And I think it's just going to be positional prowess. One out by Samsung Blue. Forces LMQ away, but look at this. They've got a wave. They're going to try and push the tower. Can they come in around the side? Will they wipe out the wave? They've got the tower. But
behind them.
He's on the flank.
He will be able to get some shots down. Rat attack the entire team. No Name locks them down. They must be shouting. Go for the rat. Ackerman gets hit up, and Samsung Blue takes them by surprise. Instead of trying to, No Name drops. There's not enough sustain from Moore, and we're going to see a 29-minute ace coming in for Samsung Blue. Triple kill for Dade.
LMQ here wanted to push up the mid lane to force Samsung Blue away from this Baron here. and then simply open up for Def to just sneak in behind them. He had flash ready, and the rat-a-tat-tat on so many members. Let's see it again here. 5 members of LMQ all together behind them. Spirit
Their pink
and
ward's
Def.
gone.
This rat-a-tat-tat is just hitting everyone. And while LMQ can pick up a few kills and kill Def in the end, it's just too late here. Once the rat gets his 7 seconds of burst, then everyone will drop so low that Kassadin can just finish everything.
Lined up like ducks there, and only the support jungler doing the damage on him. They needed somebody to turn around, somebody to hit him with the power, maybe a Vasily, but the fact is, they were taken out, they were just destroyed, demolished. And of course, Def coming into that fight, you saw him flash out of that Cataclysm with the heal, kept himself alive long enough to get that entire burst of damage. And it's the flanking maneuver we've been looking for. It's the one where he got caught out last time, but this time you can see the devastation it creates when it works out. Now 6-3-7, but a 10-1 for Dade. Questions on him picking a Kassadin? I don't think so.
Bruh, not anymore. Going very strong right now. We'll see if they can keep it up. They know the flashes are down on the side of LMQ, so they're probably more than ready to keep this going.
Yeah, and all these early dragons, which Samsung Group managed to get because LMQ weren't in position, really helped this Kassadin pick get going. And the 2 kills he got, they are pushing very, very split up team fight. They want to push again. Aegon engaging.
Aegon goes
LMQ.
in. Defty's around the side once again. He's caught by the wave. The damage is down. Dade pulled in. Tries to get out there. Aegon's taken low. They do manage to get himself a double kill. Def has to run away from this one. They have to respect it. And wow, a 2-for-0 engage answered. And LMQ, they push it again.
And the ulti from Ackerman here was so good. It completely zoned off Deft here. He couldn't join the fight, and it was only Dade chasing with Aegon.
Textbook LMQ. Lose a fight, come back and fight. Now they're going to try to go for Baron. 31 minutes. They were aced 3 minutes ago, and they are trying for this right now. Will definitely give them a nice edge. Spirit on the other side. Vision on his Spirit. They're not focusing Baron damage. They're focusing him. Might give him a chance to get back in. But they are going to be able to lock this down. A little bit of shock and awe coming out.
And LMQ, they know, even though they lose a fight, when Def has no flash ready in these fights here, they can keep going and keep forcing the 5 versus 5. It's what their comp is built for. They can't just stop doing it, because then they will instantly lose the game.
Yep.
Keep forcing it. Beautiful equalizer from Ackerman here. We have to pay attention to it once we see the replay.
Impressive stuff from both of these teams so far. Mid lane left a little bit exposed. Def's not going to hang himself out there to be caught by LMQ, but this is the initial fight.
Yeah, so Dade actually jumping in, taking a lot of damage, a terrible engage from him. But then Ackerman, look at this equalizer here. Deft, he can't even join the fight after it. And suddenly, Aegon and Dade alone. Easy kills by LMQ, win the fight. Deft will have his flash ready for next one. Let's see what happens. It's really been night and day. It really depends on where Deft is and if LMQ can just zone away or kill him instantly.
That was a big go for broke fight for LMQ. I mean, you have the Cataclysm going on to Kassadin, the guy that can jump out the easiest, and LMQ still made it work. Let's see if they can keep it up. Samsung Blue definitely on alert now for any of that risky engage that LMQ is not afraid to put out there. Their mid lanes, wards are out. Looks like we're going to see Blue starting to focus that bottom lane. Def's going to get himself some nice farm out of this as he's getting all the safety from Hart, putting in some more wards.
But look at LMQ, they're pushing this straight up that mid lane. They've got a Baron buff, why not? Go for it. Deft and Hart trying to recall as quick as possible, but LMQ don't look to be slowing down. They fancy tanking this one. They've got the regen. Vasily, not the one that should be taking the burst hits when there is somebody that can flank around the side. They've got no vision on either side, so they're so careful that they don't get caught out by Def. Look at Def's position. He's looking to go around the side. He wants to flank in there. Pink ward just went down. Nice move from LMQ.
Yeah, very, very good pink ward on both sides now from them. You always have to pink ward your flanks against something like a Twitch. It's a good setup here by LMQ.
Goes up the top. Pink ward goes top.
Nice cover. That's one reason that Deft was not able to get in last time. They saw that pink ward in mid. As soon as it was cleared, Samsung Blue came up with that ace. Still pink wards in the hands of Moore to lay down if these fights start going awry so they can figure out where the rat is instantly. Holding these waves, they don't have one for too long here, so are they just going to kind of stand and wait? Top lane very much open to be pushed in, but they're trying to put this pressure on the inhibitor turret.
Yeah, Vasily can always move in here, just activate his W, hit the tower a few times, you have the Trinity Force, you get the Sheen proc, and slowly take it down. But LMQ, they don't want to overextend because they need to know where Def is where Spirit is so they can't flank around him. But look at his top lane here pushing in. Looking good for LMQ. Just keep Samsung Blue in this mid lane and you're fine.
Got a minion wave, it's doing work for them. The Baron buff has still got a while left on it right now. They're going to keep getting some shots on there. Vasily getting some free hits. Every time though, you do see Hart keep popping that shield on the tower, just keeping it alive that little bit longer. And LMQ, they're trying to work this siege down. Samsung Blue, without the ability to flank them, seem a little bit lackluster in their defense. It's working though, they're keeping them off the tower for now.
The pressure has been relieved a bit in the top lane, so they know if they fight this, they may only lose a little bit or may even come out on top. Great pressure still coming in. The shields onto Vasily, so he can get those shots off with his Bio-Arcane Barrage activated.
And we might see Ackerman just put down his ulti here now. The tower's getting lower and lower to force Samsung Blue away from it and just let Vasily finish it. Because they're still staying around and you can simply zone people away from a tower with the Rumble.
LMQ just tried to draw them out there, and that's exactly what's happened. Dade's gone off on the side now. He's just to the right-hand side of LMQ at the bottom of your screen. So you've got to keep your eye on that, see whether he decides to come around. Keeps going in. They're making the move for it. The wave comes out. That's got to be LMQ disengaging because it caught no one. Spirit's looking to try and lock up someone. LMQ will back off.
Such a good wave here by Moore. Just instantly he knows, okay, Samsung Blue, they're going to come in with 2 stealth champions. I just have to pop the wave in the middle of the choke point here, up towards the base of Samsung Blue, and suddenly Spirit couldn't use his ulti.
And it may be soon that they initiate. We see Acorn coming in with captains as well. So if he's in the front, everybody's going to be able to chase, but they're being pushed back right now.
Shield.
One more hit. Another one more hit now. That's a pop-up on No Name. They decide to go right for the fight. Where's the equalizer going to happen? Hart gets himself in the middle. Tries to throw them in. Vasily is almost dead, but he stays up. Now he goes down. After the Academy gets the prize, they will try to exit this fight, but they're going to have to do it right quick because on their heels is Death. On their heels is Spirit. Jumping into Dade, not where you want to go. Xiao Xiao's being sniffed out by Dade right now. The pull back for the protect actually takes Dade down.
I'm not sure he's got the mana to curse another one. Spirit will take him down. That's saved the ace at least. It was a 4-for-1. Acorn immediately makes the move down the dragon. That's the objective they're going to gain from it. You can see the bottom wave. We asked to see Moore's going to defend it, but it was all about Vasily. He got caught.
Yeah, Vasily got caught here. Let's see the fight. Spirit comes in together with the rest of Samsung Blue. It's actually Hart flashing in on Janna, shooting him back here, and suddenly they can clean it up. There's no focus on Death. Shockwave misses as well. These ultis from LMQ, they need to be timed correctly with each other. Then they win the fights. Once they miss them, suddenly Samsung Blue can just complete, you know. Whew. Well, Dade will actually die.
A tense
and
game.
pull the ball back. Beautiful.
Dang.
So, Dragon was picked up by Samsung Blue. It keeps them in that gold advantage. 4 out of 6 now for that one, but LMQ did get that mid turret. That inhibitor is exposed. A minute now on the Baron, and Samsung Blue are going to move hell on earth to get in there and get them wards down quicker than LMQ because they are not exactly in a rush to get there.
It's going to be all about the wards around this Baron here. If Samsung Blue manages to take control of it, suddenly LMQ is going to be in a really bad situation where they have no idea where Death is, they don't know where Spirit is, because they always need to have the pink wards on the flanks so they can see the engage coming. Otherwise, they're going to be caught in a very, very bad situation.
One pocket pink ward as well to make sure if the fight moves, they still have that vision. Keeping their minds in the game. They're not putting too many wards down on Baron right now, and they're still trying to go pretty hard for this mid lane. Maybe just clearing the wave before they get that vision they need. And it looks like they're going to do just that.
Vasily and Xiao at the moment has no flash, which means Samsung Blue can just hard engage onto them. You have flash on Acorn here, flash on Dada. He has the Hourglass, which is really important for him, so he can jump in there, pop the Hourglass, stay alive, and get out again. These two carries from LMQ need to be very, very careful. There's only the Mikhails to try and help them.
Samsung Blue are going to do what LMQ have been doing on them, and that's just push straight at the mid. But LMQ are not having anything. They want to brawl. They want to go. Dade goes in. Oh, that's a fantastic force pulse to get on towards him. Death is going to get focused. He's gone out the side. In goes Dade carrying on. Xiao is next to no help. He gets dropped. Samsung Blue are in cleanup duty, and that will surely be the ace for Samsung Blue, and maybe even the game.
And instantly as LMQ are moving in towards Samsung Blue, they don't have the wards to spot out the engage. Samsung Blue just hit the bottom and aced them. Destroyed in this team fight here. Such a nice setup, and we're getting to late game now with this extremely strong late game pick comp Samsung Blue does have, where they can just get the right engage every single time, and nuke down people.
And look at that, they're pinging saying 3 of us can take Baron. We're still gonna go for this turret. The shield onto Dade so we can get a little bit extra damage. They drop an inhibitor on this as well. 2 straight down, probably gonna get all of it for themselves. They're gonna have so much time to run around the map right now. That was a huge swing in the game.
Dade going down the bottom wave as well. He's not done here. Ackerman's gonna have to come in and protect.
Yeah.
Force them away, but they see the Baron was taken, so they have the timers on it because they would have seen that buff coming up. But this is a rough fight for LMQ. They're so grouped for that force pulse.
Again, grouped up here, they have no idea where the engage is coming from. Dade just jumps in with the slow, and now Def can clean it up with his Rat-a-tat-tat, and Akon can jump in the middle of everything. Dade just doing work. Spirit is joining the fight now. He's like, hey guys, I'm here, I'm gonna help. And they've already won it. And I just realized in Champ Select, I said Kassadin could silence a Rumble. Can I just remove that line and say that's been a while?
Forget that ever happened. Yeah.
Nobody heard it.
Nobody heard it. Well, if they didn't, they definitely did now, because you just... So 28-14, high kill count, and in goes Dev once again. Vasily just dropped. No, turns it back around. Take down Dev. Spirit gets taken down. And what the hell has just happened?
2 people from Samsung Blue engaging onto 5 people from LMQ, and Dev just dies instantly.
Why would you do that?
What on earth are you doing?
Oh my god.
Sure, they
There's
don't
gonna be
know,
an
but will LMQ be able to take more? 2 of the best Baroned up guys on your team right now are down. They are not going to have super minions pushing in their favor, so they're going to have to take these down first as they get inside the base. A lot of ultimates, actually every ultimate up across the board for this fight to happen with 30 seconds on Spirit and Deft.
LMQ pushing through. Can they get themselves an inhibitor? This would be 1 down apiece. Minion wave is coming with them, though. I'm not sure they want to stick around too long. This is going to be an in and out job. But Dade, will he commit too heavily? He's got a heck of a lot of damage, and he will force them away. Remember, Samsung Blue still have Baron, so that's just mitigated everything they had with that Baron timer. Everything was delayed. There's no Dragon to pick up for LMQ. They have no idea on the timer on that one. Simply going to pass on by. It's a minute 30 on that. And they will back off and defend their turret. Super minions, both sides now pushing up that mid lane. Your call, Samsung Blue.
Not only do we delay the Baron buff, you get an inhibitor as well. Like, let's just see it again. So Def jumping in. Look at the minimap right here. Nobody else is there. So shield is obviously from Xiao.
Instant summoner
the
hill.
McHales as well.
And this is just 4 members from LMQ saying, okay, we're just gonna kill you.
Well, said it was a big swing in the game, gentlemen, but a swing goes both ways. Looks
Swing
like
and a miss with Def.
just went the other way. Yeah, absolutely. Great play coming from LMQ. Samsung Blue always able to answer, though, and that's what LMQ has to watch for. It's still 28-16. There's still an 11,000 gold lead in favor of Samsung Blue, but we know LMQ is an amazing team fighting from behind. Xiao able to pull off pentakills from behind. Granted, they lost that one, but still, the plays are there to be made.
Look how much damage Dade is doing on this tower. Takes that out. Force pushed away. He's caught. Equalizer on towards him. He's going to riff walk away. Is he going to get clean enough? Yes, he will. And he is gone.
He is long gone here. And we keep talking about how Samsung Blue has this great late game scaling. It's not like LMQ has a bad team at all in this late game here. Vasily on the hyper carry, probably one of the best in the game. You have, of course, the Orianna and the Rumble ult for late game. LMQ can still take these fights as long as they know where Samsung Blue is engaging from, and they can take down Def instantly.
See this Dragon going over to Blue, bolstering their gold lead a little bit more, but it hasn't been what's winning them these fights. Positioning and really being able to figure out your opponent better right before the fight is what's been winning them. 7-5 in turrets, the inhibitor down on both sides now, as we were saying. So we're going to see what other lanes can be the focus here.
No doubt about it. In terms of objectives, Samsung Blue have controlled this game with the Baron, of course, and the 5 out of 7 Dragons. It's given them that gigantic 14,000 gold lead, but as we start approaching these late big numbers in terms of gold, it starts to create less and less of an advantage. But a 14,000 gold is nothing to be sniffed at. And when the majority of it is stacked on the carries, you can see 19,500 on Dade. 17,500. I mean, that's the big difference, the 80 carries. That's like 4,500 gap between Deft and Vasily. That's a big problem.
We were saying it before. Deft bringing out over 50% of his team's damage, and the team actually looking pretty good right now. Their waves pushing in their favor, at least in the bottom lane. We're going to get Spirit to push that top one as well, so LMQ could be spread thin across the front of their base. And we've been saying, guys, they need to stick together, and that's not going to be the case if it comes to their front door.
And right now, they just need to buy time because Vasily is so far behind in terms of item.
Yeah.
I mean, he only has 1 kill to 10 on the side of Deft here, so they're gonna have to just try and sit back, buy some time. They still have 2 towers up here defending the inhibitors in the top side and the bottom side.
He's on a ward here. I think he thinks he's being sneaky. Flashed out of the shockwave.
That's the shockwave gone now, though. From LMQ. They're gonna need that one in team fights.
Baron's a while away, so it will be off cooldown before then. It's a pretty quick cooldown as well.
He got a flash for it. So
with the inhibitor just respawning, Samsung Blue know they can freely move in and take the pressure on this.
That shockwave being down is one of the biggest ults to complement the LMQ team fight, and you see how much more sure Samsung Blue is about entering the base. Pink ward's down from both sides. No name, a little bit forward on that one. Knows he cannot engage with the rest of the team so far behind. His gap close could really put him in a dangerous position. Looks like they staved this off for now, but we're going to see pings towards the top lane here from Samsung Blue.
Yeah, this is a very hard place for Samsung Blue to actually engage the fight because you can't really flank around due to going to this choke point into the base. And you already saw the ping walls being placed by LMQ to spot either Spirit or Deft moving in towards them. So Samsung Blue realizing they can't just go straight 5 versus 5 onto them. They need to get their surprise element. They need to get the pick with Deft popping up.
Well, everybody from Blue back away. 40 seconds on Baron. Everybody top off your health, buy potions, buy wards, buy whatever you need for this next big fight. Of course, it does mean that I think the Infinity Edge was just completed. Just have a quick look at that. I can see what was just completed. Deft, oh, Patches Fail, sorry, was picked up. So he did finally get his big defensive item on there. That could pay.
Can be huge for him.
I thought he was going to go for it again. I was just like, no, no, no. What are you doing, Deft? This is insane. And instead, he will protect himself. They're going to jump on hard. They're going to keep him off the side. Looks like they're going to move in.
They go into Xiao Wei Xiao. That was the flash. Twisted advance. Zanyas is down for him. There goes the equalizer trying to spread the fight. You're going to see Deft on the backside. He is getting hit up, but he's able to take down more, even with no name on him. A double kill for Spirit as the fight on the left side was just being torn apart by Rengar. Deft getting the kills he wants, and he was fighting all by himself.
LMQ just trying to get the pig on hard here. They didn't even realize the rest of Samsung Blue was nearby. And once the fight starts, well, if you can't get to Deft, if you can't even kill Dade, that is it. Samsung Blue, though, had to fight for this one.
Not putting the right damage on Deft there, and he was easy to pick apart. But the problem is when there's so much damage on Samsung Blue, you can't just focus on the one target. They will take victory here, but it was hard pressed against LMQ. But Samsung Blue now continue at the top of the table and look a shoo-in for the quarterfinals.
A very strong game across the board. Dade showing his Kassadin. But he kind of said, yeah, maybe? Yeah, absolutely. Looking at 13, 3, and 14, and Deft rather, still getting his kills, 12, 4, and 9. Those two stepped up huge throughout the game.
Yeah, Dade really got their perfect start, to be honest, on this cast. And when he managed to get 2 early dragons on it, he got 2 kills as well in the dragon fight. And that's really what gave Samsung Blue the lead, because LMQ was actually looking good before, and they got a lot of farm on Ackerman. They won the fight in the mid lane where they killed Dade as well. They should have been able to control the dragons, keep the goal lead, and don't let this Kassadin and Twitch get completely out of hand.
And that was the problem. Like, Kassadin picked up so many kills so early on with the missed equalizer, with the cleanup that Samsung Blue did.
Missed timing
on that
dragon.
very early dragon. Yeah, the missed timing. That's what got him going. That's what managed to pull him out. While Deft was indeed the focus, and rightly so. We saw, of course, Dade answering a lot of the critics, ourselves included. You've been calling him, but 13, 3, 14. Yeah, that is a performance when you need it for your team.
Answering a lot of the critics, but a lot of teams said Samsung Blue would come in here and do the same thing White did. They have definitely had a little bit more trouble in their games.
I mean, they're both 4-1 in the groups now, I believe, but Samsung Blue have looked shaky at times. They've been caught out. This is not the massive, scary Korean team that everybody was bigging up, Monte Cristo included, you know, giving this massive praise to these Korean teams. Najin Whiteshield and Samsung Blue have been far from infallible